Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to do a little bit of a mixed media piece. I am on a mission to use the rest of the sheets in this 4-inch, 140-pound, 100% cotton watercolor paper. I got it from my Sketchbox box, and I went ahead and tore the cover off so that it wouldn't be in the way of painting. And I thought today we could do a little beach scene, kind of a afternoon sunset, glowy purples and oranges. And I got out my colored pencils to see if we, might need them. These are my Prismacolors. I'm going to go ahead and open those up. And actually the purples are right there, the purples and pinks and maybe the whites. And possibly one of the, well, we might as well just set this over here. Scooch things over a squish so that there's room to work. And I'm using my little Sennelier palette that I have. I'll put a link, if I can find it, for the 3-pack, or 4-pack rather, of Sennelier sample. It was a sample set that I got years ago. I don't know if it's still available. I got it on Amazon. After I bought my Sennelier student grade palette, I wanted to try some of the artist grade colors, and the set came with lemon yellow, bright red, ultramarine blue, Chinese orange, and then on my own I bought Payne's gray and indigo because they're favorites. I have out my mechanical pencil, a couple of paint brushes. They're nothing fancy. I have a round number 1 with a pretty good snap, and then a round number 6 with really good snap. This is a Robert Simmons Sapphire round 6, and this one I think is a King Art. It's really hard to read that gold on the yellow. I believe it says King Art, white nylon, number 1. So those are out with some paper towels. Got my kneaded eraser and my bowl for sharpening my pencils if I need it. They're all pretty sharp right now though, so we shall see. I'm going to go ahead and put in my little horizon line, just gently, kind of about there. Can you guys see that? Probably not. Really light. It doesn't need to be dark, just so that you know where your horizon is, because I want this to be mostly sky and then a little bit of beach. And my beach, I would like the wave to kind of do that, and then be a little glowy there to here. The look comes this way with sparkles, and then it's going to get a little dark over there. It's going to be dark back there, and then yeah, we'll put in our sky. And you don't need to draw your sky. I like to do a little wet and wet technique on the sky. I'm going to use, let's see if we can make some sort of purpley color. Probably. I'm going to start with my ultramarine. Okay. A little bit of water. Rinse that off. Tap it on the side of the cup, because I'm notorious for making a big old mess, grabbing some of my bright red. Put that in there, see if we can make a dark purple. Oh, that's good. And maybe we can try for a lavender over here. Super light. More lavendery. That's good. Some more water in there. And then maybe we want to do that. Yeah, we're going to do the Chinese orange. We'll put it over here. Is that going to be bright enough? No, that's not going to be bright enough. We're not going to do that. Let's do our yellow. A touch of red. Oof, that red is very strong. I'd like this to be a little more yellow than that. Trying really hard not to contaminate my colors. There it is. There's that yellow, orange color that I was looking for. That's nice. Okay. Now, let's turn off that brush a bit. I'm gonna wet my sky. I'm not gonna wet the water down the water area just yet. We'll get to that. And there are many ways you can do this. There's no one right or wrong way to do this. This is just something I'm giving a try. I have lots of fans on right now. This paper seems really thirsty. Okay. I'm gonna put a dot, just a dot of yellow here. One there. Maybe right there. I'm gonna grab my orange. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better what I'm doing. When we get to the colored pencil part, I'll pull those guys back in. Scooch it over. Scooch it. Scooch, scooch, scooch. There we go. Okay, so I'll put some more orange here. Brighter than that. Maybe just put some yellow on top. Let it bleed out. Like that. Maybe I will softly, gently in this glowy area put in some of the soft yellow. There, like that. Maybe we will go in with some Chinese orange. Like that. Well, that gives it some vibrancy. Alright, now I'm going to drop in my lavender color along that line right there. Kind of dollop it in here and there. Maybe put a touch of blue in it to gray it out a little bit. Like that. And this darker purple. And then around those edges, tip it a bit. And my paper's drying already. Such a bummer. Clean the brush. Put some water in between there so we can bleed them out a bit. Let that dark purple come down. And there's really no wrong way to do clouds either. It's all up to you. If you want to do wet into wet, there are dry techniques you can do on top of the wet. You can wait for layers to dry. And you can go in layer by layer and really build your clouds up really softly. This is a quick painting, a quick exercise just to play with wet into wet techniques and create a moody sky. I want to drop in darker purple right there. Yeah. Cool. It pushes that way back. Now I'd like to make this a little stormier over here. That. And leading up into there. What's that? Oh, looks cool. If you find a spot that you don't particularly care for, the way it looks, you can always introduce some colors, create some more dynamic happenings in your sky. Like that. That looks awesome. Dig it. There. And then I really wanted like a lavender color, but I don't know. I just don't know. Touch of red. I don't think I can get like a true soft lavender. That's alright. I'm gonna stop fussing with the sky because otherwise it's gonna be weird. Ooh. And I want to take my little brush and create some little bits of rays coming out like that. Like that. Good. And maybe just a little bit. Yeah, alright, I like it. Now we're going to do our water. I have to pick up this very, very wet spot right here. Otherwise it's going to bleed down into my water and I don't want it to. There we go. Okay, let's go in with our darker purple color. Water. Down here, this bit here, and then skim it and leave some. This is dry brushing, you guys. Just skim it along this texture of the paper and leave some sparkles. Like that. Yeah. Make it look like that wave is coming in a bit. What was that? What was it up? There. Looks neat, right? I'm gonna make it a little dark down here and there. Let's bring that surface back there. Gently, gently, gently. Good. And then a little dark right here. Maybe there's a wave coming in. Like that. Yeah. I dig it. There's the edge of this wave coming up like this. And back out right there. Creates little dark pockets where the water is hitting the sand. And then our sand over here can be nice and dark. That. That looks cool. And then maybe we could put in a touch of orange. here and there. Maybe a bit more bright yellow. Added sparkle. Orange. Right there. Okay. I think that's all we can do with paint at this point. I think we're going to go over the top with our colored pencils. I'm going to scoot this guy over here. I'm going to scoot our pencils over here so you guys can see what I'm grabbing. Get the paint out of the way for now. And then my ear. I should dry it. We're going to dry it a little bit. Okay, we're good and dry. Now, this isn't too shabby. We could get in there with thicker, more ink-like consistencies of watercolor and really refine it if we wanted to. Or you gotta be careful because colored pencils will tear up your paper. That point will dig in there. Because, yeah, I'm just gonna back the edge. I'm using a flat edge. Just dragging across the top of the paper. These are my Prismacolor pencils. My Castle Art ones are much softer. I probably should grab those. These are nice though. These Prismacolor pencils are really nice. But as you can see, I haven't really had a chance to get into them and really, you know, put them to work. So I figured we'd use it on top of our watercolor today. Do a little mixed media. And this is a really great technique too for a colored pencil piece. If you really want to use a really nice heavy grade paper, do a light wash of color so that your colored pencil isn't doing all the work. It's a really good idea. And I'll put the reference photo. I'm on Unsplash right now. I'll put the reference photo in the description below so that you guys can peruse it and maybe try your hand with the drawing. See what you see. There. Affect your lines if you want to. I think I want to go in there with some soft pink. This pink maybe? Yeah, that's pretty. And at this point you can do pretty much whatever you want. But I'm trying to stick to the reference photo a little bit. Some pink there. Yeah, that's pretty. Looks sparkly. Maybe sherbet that out a little bit. Maybe this yellow orange color. Do these have colors on the barrel? They do. Spanish orange. Over that pink. Let's throw back some of that purple back there. Like that. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Over here. And my intention was not to make this a full colored pencil tutorial, so I'm going pretty quick, getting in just the feel of the water coming in, the waves moving about, maybe a little bit. Soft orange back there. Below a bit. Touch up here. Good. Yellow. Soften that. The yellow on top of that orange to kind of soften it and push it back a bit. And then real soft. There. And then take the white. Top of that. Push it back further and then make this spot really bright. Well, how's that? No, it looks cool. Alright, dig it. That white on there makes it look shiny. Doesn't it? Yeah, it gives it that weird shine that I'm looking for. Yeah, I dig that. Okay. Okay, good. Debris on there. Okay. So that guy there. I'm gonna grab this. I don't even know what color this one is. There you go. Mold area. That might be a 2. Oh, let's try it. It's not bad. Put the mulberry down here. And here. And then we'll squish right there. Like that. And then on top of that, look at that pink color. I'm going to use it. And now some of this pink. There. There. Touch there. Good. And then go over that with the whites to soften and push it back. And you can use a blender in here too if you want to. I don't want to. It makes that out. Makes it look distant. I want to soften this as well. Wait, so vibrant. There we go. Okay. And then pick at these clouds a bit, make them just a skosh more cloud-like. Poofy, but not everywhere, just here and there. Like that. And maybe coming down into where this glow is. Some of these edges here. Bright spots where the sun would be bouncing off the edges there. Hello. Like that. Are we done? I think I want. What color are you? Ooh, that white just jumps right out of there. Oh, violet blue. Alright. Ooh, yeah. Little darkness up here. Yeah. What's that look? Yeah, that gives us some punch. Maybe we'll drop this in down here as well. There's little clouds back here in the very distance. Kind of skirting across that sky like that. And this is not in the reference photo for the most part. I'm kind of making it up. 'Cause can. Okay. A little bit of depth in this one here and there. And if you don't want there to be a little pro tip, see this texture right here? If you don't want that, you can do little circles like so. And the little circles will help to fill in the tooth of your paper in a much more uniform way. And you overlap them a little bit and push down a little bit, and they'll really get rid of all the shine and fill that tooth right in, layer upon layer. Especially if you have a heavily textured paper like this, you want a couple smooth spots. You can do that and then kind of lighten your touch as you go in. And it'll look like that cloud just broke right up along those edges. Like so. See? Looks cool. Love doing clouds. They're so much fun. And this could become like hours of work for me. I could sit here and pick at this and layer and layer and layer. And you can if you want to. If you have a nice, you know, smallish piece of scrap paper and you really want to practice clouds or practice putting colored pencil over the top of your washes, this is a great way to do that. And you're not, you know, using up a whole sheet of paper, which I like to work big, so I've done whole sheets and been like, oh man, I should have maybe not used the whole sheet because I don't like this. You do a little sample piece, see what you're doing, don't like, and you know, layer some colors. This is Perma Violet. I don't know what that means. Perma. On top. Soften some of that out a little bit. Can you see it getting scary right now? See it taking me over? It's taking me over. How's the sky looking? Should I stop picking at it, do you think? What do you think? Make it stop. I could have stopped at the watercolor maybe. And there are blenders too. I have blenders. I don't really feel like using it, but I have a Derwent blender and I have a Derwent burnisher. The burnisher tends to push the color into the page and mute it out a little bit. I don't really care for the burnishers, but I do like the blenders. Blenders are pretty nice. They tend to soften things out a bit. I'm looking for that softer edge. See? You kind of tend to mute things a bit. Pull those edges together where you want to. Ooh, is the camera dancing? Oh, the camera loves to dance. So that's an option as well. I think I sent a couple last few videos that I spent like $4 or $5 on Amazon for those. Not too bad. Okay. Let's put that there. Maybe Karma Violet. Right there. In the cloud area. Yeah. Why not? What's this? Whoa, what are you? Peach. Why not? Oh, it's pretty. Are we liking it? Are we not? I feel like this spot right here. Where's that blue go? Oh, blue. It's violet bluish. Bluish violet. I feel like we should bring some of that bluish violet down into the water. Those two super sparkly spots. That. Some down here on this edge. I'm almost done. Almost done. I'm gonna stop fussing in a couple minutes here. Actually, I think I'm gonna stop fussing right now. Oh, see that? That blue down there made all the difference in the world. To me. To me. Yeah, that's very nice. I'm digging that. A little bit around there. Dark bits dancing in that shiny bit. A little brighter there. Out. Out. Bright white spot right there is throwing me off. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of the waves pulling back off the sand. Like that. How's that? Alright, I'm gonna stop playing with it. You guys can tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm interested to know what that blue there and that white there. I think that's where they were. Actually, I have no idea. A little bit of white right there. That's really gonna bug me. I have to fix it. Okay, I'm alright. And we will go ahead and put our palette knife between the sheets. There's a little divot right there so that you can remove your sheet from the block gently. And I try to push outwards so that I don't rip the page underneath and I don't rip the page on the top, because I've done that. Being too impatient, too biggers. There we go. And just take that glue off the edges, like so. And set that aside. And there we are. There's our close. Looks super messy, right? Super messy. You get that far away though. Ooh, looks nice. So now that I've seen it up close, see, this is a problem. problem, you guys. I want to soften that glow here now. Soften this one out too. That better? Yeah, it looks more watery now. Looks more like water. Alright, I'm gonna stop fussing. Because once again, hours could go by. Picking. I'm gonna zoom out so you guys can see the chaos that is my desk. Hi guys, as you've just seen, I went ahead and did about 20-25 more minutes of work on this little piece because it didn't have the depth and darkness in certain areas, and the water, sorry about the lawnmower outside, the water was too bright right here for me and not quite, it just wasn't quite bright. So this is what it looks like up close now. There's much more depth. I think it looks more dynamic now. I really like it. What do you guys think? Yeah. Okay, so if you stuck through the whole video, I really appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.